Through most of former Sheriff Joe Arpaio's leadership, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has been no stranger to controversy. While his tough-on-crime approach to policing won him fans, his aggressiveness on immigration created a discord and distrust in the community that persists to this day. Since defeating Arpaio in the 2016 election, new Sheriff Paul Penzone has been clear his efforts would be focused on eliminating misguided policies and restoring community safety. My name is Ozzy Mora. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Profiles. I recently sat down with Maricopa County Sheriff Paul Penzone to discuss his progress so far and how the role of the Sheriff's Office has changed since taking over.
Everything starts with people. You can't be in this, you shouldn't be in this profession if you don't care about people. And although a lot of what we do is kind of like just the facts, we're investigating crimes and it's so structured, and to some extent it is, black and white. When it comes to the laws, we still have to be people that care about people, and you have to be compassionate and understanding. So there is no decision that I make that I don't put considerable amount of thought into how will this affect people. And then I have to take into consideration, what is my authority? What was I elected and empowered to do? And you don't have the luxury of just being discretionary, saying, well, in this circumstance, because I get it and I feel for that group or that person, I'm gonna go ahead and change the rules a little bit. I can't, and if I did that, I shouldn't be in this position.
In large part, the Latino community felt unfairly targeted by the previous administration. While Penzone has asserted that these practices would change, questions remain about how far he's willing to go to remake the department.
I think the most important thing that I can do is to be lawful, have structure so that people understand this is what to expect, and to be consistent. So the things of the past, the raids, the stopping people because of the color of their skin, or mistreating and unlawfully detaining them for lengthy periods of time, that will not be tolerated. But I would not sit here and tell you that it never happens. That would be dishonest for me to say it never happens, it's all gone. The difference now is if it does happen, there are punitive responses from this office to the individuals within the organization. Mm-hmm. I have had people either resign or be terminated because they broke the rules. I've had people that I've demoted because they've broken the rules. And I will consistently do that internally until everyone in the organization understands what my expectations are. And then externally, the community needs to understand how I am managing this office.
The immigration debate and child separation practice at the border has been a hot button issue. Penzone had this to say.
As a nation, it saddens me as much as it disgusts me to see that we will take action to separate children from their families through the immigration process at the border. And that's not who we are, and that shouldn't be the punitive response. I agree that we have to have borders where we are secure, and that those who come across have the understanding that there's a lawful way to do it. But I also understand that people in desperate situations will do desperate things to try to better the quality of their life. But taking children from their families should never ever be our response to those circumstances.
Opioids and gun violence has been part of the national conversation for some time, and they are topics that Penzone wants to bring attention to here in Maricopa County.
We absolutely have an opioid epidemic, and we're losing lives, and it's lives across many different generations. It's not just our youth, it's throughout the populace, and that should be a concern for everyone. And that's societal, and it's medical, and unfortunately it falls into that legal lane, the lawful lane. But we need to resolve that because it's impacting other decisions. Our youth face a challenge relative to the violent crimes and gun violence leading to deaths. Mm-hmm. That's something that we as parents and we as the older generation, we have to do a better job of teaching our young adults the value of life.
Lastly, I'll leave you with this thought on how Penzone believes incorporating more women into the Sheriff's Office makes it a better place.
I do think that there's a nurturing aspect, that women are more connected when it comes to, they say, there's an old saying that says men build cities, women build communities. Now, women build cities also now, men build communities, but just having that perspective to be more understanding of all aspects of life and who we are makes us better. So to have representation, whether it's culturally or whether it is, gender, I think it just makes us a better organization.